Hello everybody, it's me again, and I hope you can hear me okay over the music. I can't hear the music while I am narrating or doing a voiceover. And this morning I was running my print shop class, which I do on a Friday, and one of the students was talking about drawing and how to make drawing more lifelike. And I don't draw as much as I should really, but I really enjoyed the session. Sorry if you can hear any of the animals. I'm in the hamster room yet again. I've just left my studio because this takes ages to upload in my studio because I'm quite away from the house. Anyway, so I have a shout out for an exhibition with a group that I belong to, and the theme we were given was to do a quote, and the quote I am doing is about a merry-go-round, and so I only have a small piece of canvas that I'm going to do this time. I like to work big, so this has been a little bit challenging doing it smaller, and as you can see by my paper, it isn't very big at all. I am still getting used to the camera. My son came round the other day and asked why my pictures were portrait instead of landscape, and I'm not very techno savvy, and he did laugh because this has been a problem since I've been at university, that I always manage to film things wrong. So he's readjusted my camera and he's done it so now the little screen on top of the camera actually faces me, so I can see what I'm actually recording rather than keep shuffling out of my chair to see what's going on. So that's brilliant. He's also put it on autofocus, so it should focus, but this morning I forgot to go through the steps that he showed me for cockpit drill, so I'm sorry if it's a little bit fuzzy. Anyway, I digress. So when the studio was all quiet and I didn't really want to come back into the house, I was quite in the mood for drawing after drawing milk bottles in the morning and thinking about the exhibition piece I was doing. And you can see me now, I'm just sketching some horses because the quote I'm doing is about a merry-go-round. Can't remember the quote. I think it's about when you climb on the merry-go-round of life, when it stops, you end up where you started. I think that's the quote. And I'm going to do some horses, carousel horses, as the picture. Now I need to sketch these out. And you can see me now, I'm just using an ordinary HB pencil, which is knocking around the studio, and I'm just roughly sketching out. This is been a little bit of a nightmare, trying to get the horses in the right place. It's not easy, and I do rub out a lot, and I am getting quite frustrated with the piece because it's not going right. And I don't know about you, but if you get an idea in your head, you know, you just want it to turn out that the way that you see it in your head. And this was made more aware to me by my student, who wants to draw what she can see, and she has the same problem as all of us, that she has the Google map in Google images in her head, that when she sees something, you know, she doesn't properly look, and she asked if she could have lessons on looking. And you have to start somewhere, and looking it takes time. And we were talking about the monkey brain, and any of you that meditate know that the monkey brain is the brain that wants you to take the easiest route. Excuse me a moment, the cat wants to go out. Let me get some shade. Sorry about that, people. Everybody wants your attention. And he's decided he wanted to go out the window. Bless him. Anyway, as I was saying, the monkey brain is the brain that chatters in your head, telling you that you should be doing something far more safe than you are doing. So if you wanted to draw these horses, your brain may turn around and say to you, oh, but wouldn't it be better if you just had a cup of tea and just give it a bit more thought? Or on your first or second attempt, oh, this isn't really working out. Let's go and do something else. Because your monkey brain wants to keep you safe and it doesn't want to be troubled with doing something new. And we have to tell the monkey brain that we're quite happy doing what we're doing, and that if it's not going right, monkey brain, give us a hand, tell us why it's not going right. And I was, struggling myself with this concept doing this picture. I wanted to do it, I knew how I wanted it in my head, but it just wouldn't go quite right because my Google brain had told me what I wanted to draw, and my monkey brain was going, I know, but I'm tired, I've just done a lesson, my knee is hurting, why don't we just give it a break? And so I really, really struggled with this piece, and I actually got another piece of paper and started all over again, filmed that, still didn't like it, and have come back to the same picture. You will see in a bit. I do actually come back to this picture, and I think it's an age-old trouble where we look and our minds do tell us what fills in the blanks, and our minds do want the easy way out. And this is where drawing becomes a discipline like meditation. With meditation it's quite funny, because when you first start, if you were the person leading the meditation, you see everybody opens one eye and looks to see if everybody else is doing the same, and you've got to have the discipline where you keep your eyes closed and really focus, and every time something floats in your head, you've got to go back to your breathing. And it's a bit like the discipline of drawing. You've got to look, make a mark, look, make another mark, and then you have to make the decision, is that mark okay? Or do you go straight ahead with the drawing and then look back and make changes? And looking is an art in itself. It's a discipline, because we all know what a cup looks like, we all know what a computer looks like, we all generally know what a horse looks like, but do we actually sit and study these things? And in today's world where we have this picture took me quite a while, and you're going to be watching it in about 17 minutes, because our attention span is being taught to be like a 5-year-old, where 20 minutes, quarter of an hour or something is enough that little brain can take. An adult brain can study for a lot longer, but the way things are today, we are given a very, very small amount of time to take things in. I've got to the bit now where I'm a lot happier with the horses now, and again it's been that struggle of thinking, looking, thinking, getting images of horses up, seeing bits that are there or not there, do they go right, what shape. And I must admit, a cup of tea, a little bit of YouTube and popcorn in between while I really look sometimes it's really good to look at a lot of images of the same thing, because when you look at things from lots of different images, you suddenly, your mind's happy because you're getting that click, 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 click of the images, that it starts to go, okay, this is what you want, this is what you need, let's start looking. And then you start to see things that you've not seen before, and it starts to slot into place. And then you've got to take the monkey brain that's been looking at these flashcards of images and get it to go back how you want it to be, you know, how you want this drawing to turn out. There's nobody can really teach you the art of looking. The art of looking is something that we as artists do every day. Not the art of looking, but the discipline of looking. And discipline is a horrible word in a way, because it seems like it's going to be tedious. So take out the word discipline and look at the art of looking, and make it fun. And I think one of the ways we can, one of the obvious ways which we all know, is to keep drawing. Draw, and when you fed up a drawing, draw some more. And I must admit, doing the plastic milk bottle today for an hour, even after an hour, we'd found bits that we'd never seen before. And also, what was interesting was that, you know, we could have spent ages looking at something. And I think one of the things you need to decide when you are drawing is look at what the material's made from. Is it a soft material? Is it a hard material? Now, this milk bottle was actually a plastic carton, which has got very rounded edges and sharp edges, and it was, you know, a really interesting thing to draw actually. And once you realize what the material is, train your hand then to treat the painting, the drawing the same way. You know, if it's a building, yeah, sharp, crisp edges. If it's plastic, softer edges. I mean, these horses, I mean, you know, once you can see now that I'm quite happy now, because I'm actually doing the shading and the bits I enjoy and the bits I'm happy with. And I can work quite faster because I've got the initial shapes down. I'm not saying it's perfect. Of course it's not. It's a sketch or a cartoon of what I want to do with the circus horses. So at the moment they're unbridled, and you know, I'm much more happy with them, so I'm allowing my hands now to have a play. The monkey brain's quietened down because it's got something now to focus on, something more to think about. And I'm one of these people that I don't mind actually using my finger to smudge a picture. I'm quite happy to do that. I know there's a school of thought that that's not the dumb thing, but I think I'm not into cross hatching. I do it, and when it's done I really enjoy it, but I'm not really that keen. I like to use my finger also because I like to do work in 3D a lot more. It gives me something for the monkey brain to think about, because as my fingers is smudging the charcoal or graphite, I can then think about what the surface of the horse is like, ready for my next step. So what drawing is, it's a relaying of information, and so you want people to know that horses are not flat, cups are not flat, and the shading is well. But first of all, just draw what you see, and when you draw what you think you see, stop, like with meditation, and look again at what you do. Look at what it is. Look back at your paper. The eye will tell you when it knows something's not right. It will go to you, oh, this isn't right, this doesn't feel very good, this feels weird. And then look at, again, from start to finish, what can it be? I'm just using a putty rubber here to bring out the highlights where again it makes the contours of the face where the light hits it. So remember that you're relaying information to somebody. And one of the things I thought about today when I was talking to my student was, think about the milk bottle being on the most wanted list, and you had to describe it to a policeman or a jury to prove that it was that bottle. Think about looking at what it's like, the shape of it, the curves of it, the colour of it. Really think that instead of using words, think about how you could draw it so somebody else could go and get the exact same bottle of milk, because that's the information you're giving people. It's describing the best way, and pictures are the best way of describing anything. And it's a really good way to think about it, is that if I come from another planet, would I be able to recognise this milk bottle? Would I be able to get this milk bottle, or would I be bringing back the wrong one? So give that monkey brain something to work with, and I do hope that you've enjoyed this picture, and please like, thumbs up and subscribe, and see you next time.